Hi everyone. Today we are going to talk about the fourth pandemic short story out of my pandemic short story collection. These are the stories I wrote during the pandemic, and they are about pandemic. So hopefully you like it. The name of the story today is Party. B was frustrated. His college mates were throwing party after party, but since he lived at home with his parents, he was not allowed to attend any. First year of college was supposed to be fun, but for B it was misery. Then came pandemic. There were rumblings that college would be closed. It was exam time too. B was busy with studies. His parents had gone out of state to attend a marriage ceremony. They didn't take him because they wanted him to study. He was upset as he wanted to have fun with his cousins at the marriage ceremony and have great food and drink. But it was not to be. Then came a stroke of good luck. COVID struck and transportation borders were locked down. B's parents told him that because of the weekend curfew, they would not be able to come home for 2 days. B's eyes lit up. 2 days without parents? He had to make use of that. He called his friends. They congratulated him. We need to organize a party, said B, puffing his chest. Yes, yes, they countered. So what do we need? They asked. Alcohol, drugs, girls, barbecue, and tons of snacks, B said vociferously. I have an alcohol guy, said one friend. I have a drugs guy, said another. I can get the snacks, said a third one. I know a chicken place, said fourth one. And I know final year college boys. They can always bring the girls, said fifth one. The more the merrier, said B thoughtfully. Then he added quietly but firmly, I will go with each one of you. Where is this alcohol guy? Asked B now. He lived in the village area near Crestview. I will meet you there in half an hour, said B. Half an hour later, B pulled near Crestview with his friend. Where is this guy? He asked his friend. He must be here itself, the friend said, looking here and there. There was no sign of the man. Let's go to his house, said the friend. Isn't that dicey, especially with this neighborhood? Asked B. It's fine, said the friend. They got down and walked into the alley. There was sewage area canal along the houses. There, shouted the friend, pointing at the guy sitting near a dilapidated home. He saw them and got up quickly. What do you want? See? He asked, looking around suspiciously. Johnny Walker, Blue Label. You will get it, but at a price. Pay him, the friend said to B. Be afraid to pay the man everything without haggling. The man went inside and brought 4 bottles. B held them. Suddenly there came a shout. Police! Police! The man took the 4 bottles of whiskey, threw them into sewage. B was shocked. Mistake, mistake, came a voice. No, police, I had it. What now? Asked B. You have more whiskey? Asked C. No, last ones. What do you have? Asked B. Beer. Super quality, he chuckled. Show us, said C. He took them inside, raised a sheet to show some bottles of beer underground. Super quality, he said again. How much? 500 for one. 500, exclaimed B. Yes, pay him, said C. B hesitated, then paid the man. Scared, they made it back to the car and left. A man came to the bootlegger and then looked at the sewage. 4 bottles of whiskey lay there. Free whiskey, he chuckled. Yes, said the man, grinning from ear to ear. Go down and get them. B and C were very cautious, especially when they encountered policemen who were doing random checks of cars. They reached home sweating profusely. B called D and asked him to bring the drugs. He would wire them the money through Google Pay. After an hour, D came with drugs. It was a plastic bag full of white powder. Are you sure this is not chalk? No, this is pure. B tasted it and said, I am pretty sure this is chalk. Keep it though. People cannot make out the difference between chalk and drugs nowadays. What about snacks? If we are going to have a big party, we need for tons of food and drink, said B. E said, the local shops are closed. They don't carry enough anyway, said C. I know of a small place where we can find tons of food. Let's go, said D. They got into the car and went to the place. E took them through the back door. It was sort of a warehouse, but it was worn out. They saw big bags of snacks. They went to grab one. It started shaking. They took a step back. A rat came tumbling after out. They shrieked like girls. I am not eating that. You don't have to eat that. We just use it for the party. Nobody will know the difference. You'll save a lot. Having spent a lot of money on alcohol and drugs, B was ready to take the risk, provided he did not have to partake of it. All right, pack it, pick it. Let's go. They grabbed bags of snacks and beverages and put them in the car. I know a frozen place nearby. You mean the F place? Yes. Let's go there quickly before the beverages warm up. They drove to the F shop. They asked F for the passcode. He gave it to them. They entered the frozen area and selected the big chops of meat. They didn't realize, but the door shut on them. They collected all the meat and went to get out when they realized they were stuck. They started feeling cold. Call F, said D, pushing at the car. I left my sweater in the car, said C. We will freeze before F gets here. They dialed the number of F with great difficulty. F said it would take him some time. We don't have much time, shouted E. I will try to come there as fast as possible, said F. Once the phone was done, C said, is it me or is it getting colder? Let's warm each other up, said D. Don't gear things up, said C. I would prefer to gear things up than die. I would prefer to die than gear things up, went E. Let's meditate, said C. B was replaying the day events. God was sending him a signal. He prayed to God that he would not party if he came out of this one in one piece. But before he could end this prayer, F came and rescued them. Now for girls. Let's go to G. He's connected. G was smoking a hookah. Girls, you say? I can get them for you. Just need to get these guys fired up. Okay, let's go, said B. What's the hurry? Never hurry a hookah. He said coolly. They watched him puff and puff till he could puff no more. He coughed and snorted. When he knew his aura was gone, he got up. Let's go, he said. They went to a frat house. G walked up to a bunch of guys and said, we have a killer party. We need girls. What do we get? Well, you get to come to a killer party. The boys thought for a second, then bumped fists. We will be there. And the girls? They will be there too. Cool. Finally, no twist on turn. Finally, the party is getting started, beamed and excited B. They went back home, poured out the snacks and beverage. What about alcohol, said G. They showed him. That's it. That won't even last one round. We can't go out now. The area is teeming with policemen. Well then, there's only one thing left to do. What? We make alcohol, old school style. What do we need? Potatoes for vodka and grapes for wine. Why vodka and wine? Vodka for the fat boys and wine for the ladies. Cool. We have a lot of potatoes and grapes. What about the drugs? They won't know the difference between chalk and drugs. I will go get some snacks for us. I am not eating rat-infested snacks. Yes, you do that. There was a knock on the door. They were terror-stricken. Who could that be? You go check it out. It's your home, said C. B went, anxiety-stricken, and opened the door. It was the small next-door neighbor. What do you want? Snarled B. Are you having a party? The small boy asked. None of your business, Sam. Go away. Sam walked backwards, saying, I'll be watching you. B went inside. Start roasting the chicken. The barbecue is in the garden. D went outside, poured some coal and a ton of lighter fluid on the barbecue. He threw some chicken on it and went inside. G was trying to juice the potatoes and C was squeezing the grapes with his bare feet. Soon the frat boys came. They were loud and boorish. They ate the snacks and drank beverages. They ate chalk and beer and some vodka and wine. Later some girls came too. B wanted to tell them not to eat the snacks, but he was worried about his reputation. One girl got drunk and wanted to kiss B, but B, seeing the rat-infested snack dust on her lips, ran in the opposite direction. I can't do this, B confided in C. C said, I don't have a problem. They are drinking wine made from my feet. Suddenly there was a shriek. One of the girls had opened a bag of snacks and rats and roaches had jumped out of. The girls were standing on the sofas. There were insects and vermin everywhere. B tried to shoo them, but that only invigorated them. B then smelled smoke. He went outside in the garden and saw that the barbecue was on fire, and the garden had caught fire too. He had decimated his parents' garden with his party. He was going to be in lots of trouble. One of the cats had dragged a fire lid and cloth into the house. The house, which was covered in potatoes and grape, caught fire due to the alcohol. The frat boys got scared of it. The girls jumped out and ran away from the house. The house was getting aflame now. One of the frat boys, before leaving, shouted to G, your reputation is ruined. No more hookahs for you. G was terrified. He watched the frat boys leave one by one. Nobody would talk to him now. He would be a pariah. B was busy putting out the fire in the garden. He tried but could not put out the plants. They were ruined. His eye fell on the flaming house. Now, he rushed inside and shouted, leave the potatoes and grapes, put out the fire. But C, D, E, F, and G ran away from the house. B didn't have time to feel bad. He took a fire extinguisher and put out the fire. He looked around. Everything was ruined. Sam was looking at him from the balcony, shaking his head from side to side, showing that he was disappointed in him. B knew he had to fix this, and he called a cleaning guy from an app. The guy came, took a look, and told him the charges. Terror-stricken, he paid the guy. The guy said he had to bring supplies and left. After a couple of hours, B realized that the man had scammed him. He had taken all the money and left. Just then he got a call. It was his parents. His relatives had used their connections and gotten his parents safe passage into the state. They would be home in some hours. He was depressed. They were going to kill him. There was a knock on the door. B went out dejected. It was Sam. Sam walked inside and took a look at everything. You are in trouble, he said. I know. Help me, please. But it will cost you. Any cost. Sam was a genius. He had his own businesses at the tender age of 10. We need to move quickly. He mobilized his army of supporters. They quickly did landscaping of the garden and put new plants in the exact same number or position. They used chemicals to get the fire stains out of everything. They cleaned the excess potatoes and grapes. They got the vermin and insects out of the house, then fumigated the house. Everything was spick and span. It cost a lot, but the job was well done. He promised God that he would never host another party. Evening came and his parents arrived. They looked around. They praised B for cleaning the house from top to bottom. B felt relaxed. His parents went in the kitchen. His father, who had never drunk alcohol in his life, called out, "What is this liquid? Tastes good. Better with this orange juice." B's heart sank. It was the vodka. Then his mother said, "This red juice is good too. Where did you get this stuff? Tastes good with Sprite." B's stomach fell further. Good thing they didn't taste the chalk. Wait, wasn't that in the kitchen too? B convinced himself. People don't know the difference between chalk and cocaine, do they?